Hi Taurus, how's it going? I hope you all are doing well. If you're new, welcome in. If you're returning, thank you for your support. So let's go ahead and jump into your August reading. So the two souls journey cards I have for you is worry and service. Worry states that I am learning that worry doesn't change an outcome. So there could be a lot of wasted emotion right now. And I do feel like you believe or you know that it depletes you, right? By worrying, that's not going to change anything. It requires action, and it kind of deflates everything within you emotionally. The next card you have is service. I feel good when I can help others. I think we always need to remember that we may not always have what we want, but ask yourself, do you have what you need, right? Do you have a roof over your head? Do you have a job? Do you have, income? Are you paying your bills? Are you, do you have love and support around you? And, I know a lot of people go directly to love relationships, right? And it's like, well, the thing I'm missing is, a partner here or what have you. And there's a sense of needing to find the love and happiness within oneself as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through each of these rows of cards, and then I'm going to clarify, and at the end I'll pull a spirit animal card for you. This reading can pertain to love, career, family. It doesn't matter the situation, okay? Some things may resonate, it may all resonate, and nothing may resonate, and that's okay. But check out your other placements if you feel like, especially to get the full picture. So let's get started. You have the Wheel of Fortune, the Nine of Pentacles, and the Hanged Man. Like, I just keep hearing the word change, okay? But I'm also getting the need of changing within yourself. It's like I'm feeling like a jolt of energy here, like being kind of in a place of being still, but then like having some type of force kind of hit me, shake things up, okay? Um, and there's a shift. There's no doubt there's a shift here. It's like something is no longer being prolonged, okay? I'm getting an image of a bad storm, right? And what does a bad storm do? It tears shit up, right? And I feel like it's just symbolic of a tower moment. So I wouldn't be surprised if the tower comes out in this reading, or a tower moment could have just happened. And the energy I'm getting is it's telling me that something in your life has happened and there has been like a domino effect. And the best way for me to explain this is like there could have been for sure hints and signs going on around you. Like there was, I'm just getting a sense of maybe ignoring it or just honestly thinking that it was going to fix itself, and things as a result have added up, and now it's a hot damn mess is the best way I can explain it. And it's like whatever this storm means for you, whatever has happened, it's forcing you to look at things, and avoidance is like no longer an option here. There's a strong sense of balancing out your inner self because you cannot control external influences around you, whether that's people, situations, things. And there's a strong sense of redirection and really going within and having courage and the ability to tear down your old self, because there's a need to move forward here. And it's all about expansion from every perspective. And it's like I'm getting like hermit vibes too, which is all about reflection, a pause, no longer resistant, letting the resistance go of what you've known as true. So perhaps you've, put yourself into a state of believing something for so long and now coming out of that and like, okay, this is not working, and doing the inner work and understanding that, okay, I've done this. It's not, I have to acknowledge this. It's not working. I need to do something different here. I'm also getting a sense of image. You get concerned of how people see you. So it's like you try to carry yourself in a way, and it's kind of like giving a false sense of self here. And it's like as if you have to come across as independent and strong and not weak, and that you can manage all these things. But even though like your world around you is kind of falling apart, is the energy I'm getting. So with the Queen of Pentacles, Two of Wands, Four of Cups, it's time to make decisions here regarding finances, investments, and that doesn't just mean financial investments. It's people as well, career, household stability in general. And stability means many things, right? Like emotional stability, mental stability, physical stability, as well as focusing on day-to-day things. And there definitely has to be a nurturing approach here because it's heavily needed. And I'm getting towards yourself as well as your loved ones around you. And I'm not speaking about the people who have treated you like crap or left you out in the cold, ghosted you, or haven't respected you. I'm speaking about the people you truly care about and it's reciprocated. Whether that's, like I said, it could be a spouse, a partner, kids, siblings, friends, what have you. But sometimes we take out our inner turmoil, if I can speak, on the people we love the most. And it's not intentional, right? We just get triggered sometimes and we just let loose because we have so much going on inside that it's like an explosion in a sense. Like it's coming out in a negative way instead of really looking within and dealing with something here. And I feel like it's been pushed down for quite some time for some of you. I do definitely feel like you have a desire for progress, and some of you may not know what direction to go in. It's like a fork in the road. It's like, do I go this way? Do I handle it this way? Do I handle it this way? But whatever you're doing, you need to give the full 100%. You can't just start on something and then stop, because everything takes consistency, time, and work here. And that's what the Queen of Pentacles is all about. She knows that it takes time for things to mature. It takes time for a garden to grow, and understanding that in order for a garden to grow, it needs to be weeded, it needs to be watered, it needs to be nurtured, it needs to be taken care of, or else it's going to get out of hand. And I feel like that's the goal here, is to get things back into control of some sort. And I'm not speaking of taking full control in an aspect of, needing to control everything. I'm speaking of needing to not let things get out of hand or ignoring things, because sometimes it's easier to do that, right? We've all done it. It's, how can I say it? It's like there's a need for some type of practical approach as well. It's time to get some type of plan in place, be proactive. And I do get the energy that, there's a dissatisfaction with the current situation. So now it's time to change it, because only you can change it, right? So when you get the Six of Swords, the Nine of Wands, and the Ace of Swords, it's like when you start taking the steps to move forward, which will require perseverance and resilience, right? And I know some of you are absolutely exhausted, and it's like, God, I'm so tired of having to persevere and be the one, right? But that's when you know you're growing. That's when you know you're coming out of your shell. And it's not easy. And again, it takes consistency and work. And I know you have it within you. And when you start moving in that direction, you're going to get some type of aha moment here, like a breakthrough, seeing things clearly, some type of revelation. So let's start clarifying here, Taurus. Why is the Wheel of Fortune here for Taurus? Why is the Wheel of Fortune here for Taurus? Please, Spirit. Thank you. Why is the Wheel of Fortune here? We have Justice. Yeah, the need to come into balance, right? And I was speaking with the Wheel of Fortune about external influence and your inner self. So it's like when external influences around you, again, whether person, places, or things, get out of sort, then your inner turmoil goes completely, like it just throws you off balance, right? And there's a need to learn to balance your inner self and not allowing, to the best of your ability, to the external influence, whatever external influence it may be, to affect your inner peace here. And knowing that for every action there's a consequence, whether that consequence is good or bad. So if you ignore something, know that that is not good, right? So the choices you make and the decisions you make are vital and key to how things go on around you as well. Because remember, it's a two-way street, right? Because if you feel inner disturbance here, then that, I just get the sense of it being reflected outwards to others, and then it's like, then there's a push and pull here of maybe who's right and who's wrong, and it's not about that. It's about being balanced and being like, you know what, I can't control other things, other situations, other people, right? We all have free will, but I can learn to balance myself and be at peace with myself, because that's what's most important for me. Why is the Nine of Pentacles here for Taurus, please, Spirit? Why is the Nine of Pentacles here? Nine of Pentacles, please. Two more shuffles. You have the Four of Wands and you have the Death card. Yeah, it's like there could be some issues around home life, a home situation, and it's time for a transition. It's time for a change here. And again, I said I felt that jolt, right? Transitions aren't easy. They're very hard. But intuitively, I feel like you know this. And some of you may be hesitant to put the work in, but knowing it's got to be done, because nothing's going to change unless action is taken here. Some of you are deciding to set yourself free from a situation which could bring you into being single and independent, or you're trying to gain some type of independence here. And some of you could be ending a long-term commitment as well, and there could actually be physical movement here of home. But again, when we get these things in our life that we have to address, we have to take action. We have to take the action. And there's this huge sense here of finally learning that I can't give all my pentacles to everyone else. I need to keep some for myself. You know, pentacles are about resources, material things. It could be money, it could be time, it could be literally tangible things, but it can be anything. Let's see why the Hangman is here. Why is the Hangman here for Taurus? Why is the Hangman here? Like, I just keep hearing it's time. It's time for change. And again, I feel like there's a lot of push and pull energy. It's like 1 minute on board, the next minute not. 8 of Wands, yeah. You can't sit for too long here. You can't sit for too long. And I feel like there is a need for some of you of not sitting here and dwelling on something, whatever it may be for you. I feel like there is some type of breakdown in communication or a sense of needing to communicate better with someone or people around you. And some of you need to really be honest with yourself that you don't always need to be right. You know, I looked at the bottom of the deck. I see the Five of Wands, which speaks of competition, combativeness. Sometimes you just need to swallow your pride and your ego. And that's not easy, right? We're human, right? We want to be right because it gives us a sense of acceptance, right? But sometimes we're not right. And we really need to acknowledge what it is within us that makes us feel that way. And it could certainly stem from childhood or a bad experience you've had, some type of past experience. But I'm definitely getting it's you know, needing to look at something in a different perspective and taking action on it. And some of you need to start looking at things in a different perspective now. You know, I see that 8 and it's like, okay, we're in August, which is the 8th month. It's like, now's the time. Now is the time to really assess things here. Let's see why the Queen of Pentacles is here. Why is the Queen of Pentacles here? Taurus. You know, one of the hardest things for us as humans is to really go within and be honest with ourselves. And also acknowledge if we're part of the problem, right? Because none of us are perfect. We all have strengths and weaknesses and things we need to work on. Why is the Queen of Pentacles here? The Hermit. I said earlier, I had Hermit mode vibes, right? Of needing to go in. And it goes definitely along with the Hangman, seeing things in a different perspective and looking at something as to how this can be healed and resolved once and for all. And for some of you, it could be dealing with a parent, whether a mother or father, or siblings, or, you know, it's like I kind of just look at this card and it's like, you know, is that a child or a teenager here? You know, and it could be, you know, with maybe a child who is a teenager or what have you. And it's like the Queen of Pentacles is like a motherly figure for me. And it could be a fatherly figure. It doesn't, you know, it's just about the energy. And there's a sense of healing needed and maybe not really knowing how to heal that or work on it at least, right? Towards healing the best way possible. But I feel like there is also a sense of this can no longer be ignored because this is why this storm has come through, because there's a sense of pushing something down, whatever that means for you, ignoring it, it's going to get better, telling yourself it's going to get better, but not really thinking about what is the root issue here. You know, some of you need to nurture yourself by healing and going really deep within, making that decision to go deep within to kind of make us something whole here. Why is the Two of Wands here? Okay. Oh my goodness, you have the King of Cups, the Six of Swords, and the King of Cups. Okay. I do feel from a love perspective that perhaps you were dealing with someone, the Page of Wands is indicative of someone who is immature, it's lustful, it could be fun and exciting, but the need to move on to something more stable and that puts you in an energy of the King of Cups. It could also be, you need to move forward in order to move towards something more emotionally balanced here. A sense of needing to make the decision, like what's more important here, this back and forth energy, this immature, is this person really worth it? And I don't feel, if this is somebody who's really made you feel insecure perhaps or not good enough, it is time to move on. If they've made you feel it's only convenient to come in when it's convenient for them, it's time to move on. This can also be very indicative of a child, regardless of what their age is. Because with the King of Cups and Page of Wands, there's an age difference. I'm also getting child energy here. That there has to really be a strong decision to be made to come out of conflict or allowing perhaps a child just let loose, kind of do his or her own thing here. There's got to be there has to be more communication here, okay, to move forward out of an old way of thinking, an old way of doing things, because emotions are involved here. This could be a family member, it could be a child, it could be someone younger than you, older than you. It really doesn't matter. It's all about no longer flying by the seat of your pants around situations and really making the decision to invest and go all in. This could be with career. But it's time to make a decision here. It is a true time to make a decision, because it's like emotions are at stake here. And this could be with a career. But I do feel overall there's transitionings happening. There's a lot of emotion at stake here. There's a lot of nurturing needed, planning. Okay, like trying to get a hold of something to get something more aligned. Why is the Four of Cups here for Taurus? Yeah, Seven of Pentacles. Again, like I said over here, there's a need to assess things. What's working, what's not. Does this communication work or does it not? And how, if I get triggered and, from whatever, does it really help me to kind of come out and verbalize that to others? No, right? Looking at patterns and behaviors. And maybe that's something you learned as a child, or that's kind of how, it's like that's what was planted in you, how you deal with things, how you communicate, how you do things. And there's many times, right, when we're kids and our parents do something and we're like, we're never going to do that. And then we wind up doing it, right? Because it's kind of like ingrained in us, because that's what we learned and were taught and we have the tendencies to do. So And it's hard to break those types of behaviors and patterns, right? But there is a true sense here of what is working, what is not working, what is growing in a good way, and what is kind of stagnant. And maneuvering things around to make things start growing and to remove the things out, whether it's people, whether it's behaviors, what have you, out of the way. You know, I kept seeing when I was shuffling the Ace of Cups, and it's like there's a sense of just wanting to feel emotionally abundant, emotionally fulfilled, and not being so tired and energetically drained with all the things going around us, right? Let's see why the Six of Swords is here for you, Taurus. Why is the Six of Swords here? Again, just getting action, moving out of an old way to do things, you know, moving out of a turbulent way of doing things maybe and going into a calmer place, or handling things in a more calmer, emotionally balanced way instead of being triggered and like just letting loose, right? As well as balancing ourselves based on our decisions to get some type of clarity and balance, right? Look, you have the wheel again. Balance, balance, balance. It's time to end some type of old cycle here. There has been delays based on decisions you've made. But once, it's like I'm getting this strong energy, once you start taking the steps forward to move in the right direction, you're going to get some kind of mental breakthrough here, some clarity that's going to start easing up how you feel at the moment, and the wheel is going to start turning in your favor here. Whatever that means for you. It can mean that, you know, more money is coming in your way. And, you know, we talk about destiny and fate. But remember, we have free will. So really contemplate what it is you're wanting. Okay, what is it you're trying to achieve here? And go for it. Move towards it. I said the Tower. Yeah, like there's a lot of fear here. I feel like that there's a fear. I said the tower. If I would be surprised if the Tower didn't come out, and here it is. But I feel like this is a second Tower, honestly. And it's really talking about stop holding on to fear. Stop holding on to being vulnerable. It's like there's a sense of, again, needing to come across with some type of image, whether it's you being a parent or feeling like you always need to be the bigger person, taking charge. There's just a sense of it's time that weighs so heavily on you to need to come across a certain way to other people. Why do you fear, like, you know, there's a fear associated with it's like I fear acknowledging my past and all these hurts that I've been through. Maybe you feel broken or damaged. But look at really who you are today and not so much from a past perspective. Be proud of the war wounds that you've earned through all that you've succeeded through. And some of you, this Tower is happening so you can identify and really dig deep into your emotions and deal with them instead of fearing to look at them. And because that's going to require to look at some kind of past trauma here, whatever that means for you. But no, shit's getting stirred up here because it's time to look at your shadow side and your bright side, your weaknesses and your strength. And coming in the middle here to, again, I'm just getting balance to stabilize things. But there's fear here of showing one's true self. Like, maybe you feel like crying is a sign of weakness and you have to be tough because that's how you had to grow up. Okay, but that's not healthy. It's not healthy. Ace of Swords. Why is the Ace of Swords here for Taurus Spirit? Why is the Ace of Swords here? It's like, again, worry about what other people think. Needing to give off some type of, strength and, I don't know. Ace of Swords. Knight of Swords. It's time to move forward. Knight of Swords is all about truth, communication, clarity, being logical, and not allowing, I feel like, and again, I read intuitively, not allowing our emotions to make us impulsive to saying things or doing things that could possibly hurt others or could not be beneficial. And it's like he's running, whether male or female, to this motorcycle to move forward. It's like I'm also getting Chariot energy here. Yeah, there's a lot of healing needed. Three of Swords. But it's like, but I'm feeling Chariot. Like it's time to get on that motorcycle and go. It's time to go. It's time to take action. It's time to, excuse me, give me just a second. I'm still getting over being sick. It's time to move in a different direction instead of sitting in this energy of pain and hurt from the past, whatever this past. And some of you, it's multiple things. It could be childhood on top of bad relationships. It's loss of a job, feeling rejected in any way, right? But it is time to take action and move. But again, having a plan, being proactive, and really getting into a calmer inner peace here. This is a very powerful reading, Taurus. I'm going to pull a spirit animal. Hopefully this has helped you. If you enjoyed this video, please like, consider subscribing. I'd greatly appreciate it. Comment, share your story. I respond to all my comments. Sometimes it feels good to talk to complete strangers and be vulnerable in that way and not worrying about being judged, because there is no judgment here. There never will be judgment here. Hummingbird. Some of you may see hummingbirds or start to see hummingbirds is what I'm getting, and it's about miracles. You are the joy bringer. You bless the world with positivity and love. Energy soars on your shining wings. Spread the miracle of happiness. Yeah, it's time for you. I feel like it's a miracle for you to be where you are today based on past events. A hummingbird has to quickly, like, you know, their wings are going so fast. Like, it's just amazing to watch. Like, I put nectar out for I have hummingbirds all the time. And it's like, I put the nectar out and I just gaze and watch them because the speed of their wings going so fast is just, it's just very impressive. And it's like, I'm just getting the feeling too that some of you are going so fast in life that you're really missing out on the real purpose of life. Perhaps you just keep yourself busy constantly to prevent looking at something and dealing with something, because again, it's that feeling of just pushing stuff down. But if you see a hummingbird soon, I'm going to tell you this because I'm getting this strong energy. If you've recently seen one or you see one, know that that is spirit. That is it. For a lot of you, I'm going to tell you it's a deceased loved one trying to give you a sign and boosting your spirit. So I hope this helped. I hope you guys have a beautiful day, a beautiful August. Remember to keep standing in your power, and I'll see you soon. Bye.